If you're looking to improve your English listening and writing skills, you are in the right place. In today's episode, you will hear real life stories and daily experiences that will help you understand how English is used in natural conversations. As you listen, try to imagine the scenes and even write down what you learn. This can really boost your vocabulary and help you use English more confidently. And remember, we upload new videos every day to help you get better at English. So press the like button to support us and never miss an episode. Let's start with some questions. How often do you practice English in a real way? Do you speak with someone daily? Do you write a journal in English? Or maybe, do you read something and try to describe it? Think about it. Today, we will talk about how to make English part of your daily life in easy and powerful ways. Let me tell you a quick story. One of my students, Daniel, had a busy job as a shop manager. He always said, "I don't have time to practice English." I told him, "You don't need extra time. Just use the time you already have." For example, when he walked to work, I asked him to listen to a short English podcast, just like this one. After a few weeks, he started understanding more and even used new words in his emails at work. Another good idea is using English when you write something simple every day. A woman named Amina, who lives in Kenya, started writing her daily plans in English. Instead of writing "buy eggs" in her native language, she wrote, "Go to the store and buy eggs." It seems small, but this simple habit helped her remember useful words. She said that after 2 months, she could write full messages to her husband in English without using a dictionary. Think about your own daily habits. Do you cook, clean the house, go shopping? You can practice English during all these moments. When you are cooking, say the names of ingredients in English. When you are cleaning, think of the verbs sweep, wash, fold. And when you go to the store, try to describe what you see around you in English in your mind. It might sound funny, but it works. One day, my friend Abdul was fixing a broken chair. I asked him, "Can you explain what you're doing in English?" He laughed and said, "I'm using the hammer to fix the leg." That's all I needed to hear. Even simple tasks can become practice when you use English to describe them. Also, speaking with family members in English, even just a few sentences, is a great way to improve. My cousin Miriam and her husband made a rule. Every morning, they greet each other in English and say one sentence about their day. It's not a big thing, but it helps them stay connected and practice at the same time. Here's a little challenge for you. After this episode, describe your morning in English. Say it out loud or write it down. You can start like this. Today I woke up at 7 a.m. I brushed my teeth and made breakfast. I had eggs and tea. Simple sentences like that are perfect for daily practice. Another story comes from a man named Jamal who drives a taxi in the city. He wanted to learn English, but he had no time for classes. So he started talking to himself while driving. He would say things like, "Now I am turning right. There is traffic on the road. I see a man crossing the street." In just 3 months, his English improved a lot, and he could have basic conversations with tourists. The best way to practice English is to make it part of your life, like brushing your teeth or drinking water. You don't need special tools or big lessons. Just use what you already do. Listen, speak, write, and read in English a little every day. Do you have children? Teach them a few words in English each day and learn together. Or if you are a husband or wife, try to use English when making simple requests at home. For example, "Can you bring me the book, please?" Or "Let's eat dinner now." These small steps make a big difference. One last example. A farmer named Yusuf from a small village wanted to learn English. He started labeling things around his house with English names: table, door, spoon. cup. He even put a note on his cow that said, cow. Every time he passed by, he read the word out loud. This made him smile and helped him remember new words. So, what can you do today? Choose one small thing and do it in English. Maybe talk to yourself while doing chores, write a short message in English, or listen to this podcast again while you walk or work. The goal is to use English every day, even just a little. Let's talk about one easy method: asking and answering questions in English by yourself. This is something anyone can do, anytime. For example, ask yourself, what did I eat today? Then answer, I ate bread and honey for breakfast. Or ask, what will I do this evening? And answer, I will clean my room and read a book. This kind of practice helps your brain get used to forming full sentences in English. Let me share a story from a woman named Salma, who works as a nurse. She started asking herself simple questions during her break time. What is this patient's problem? What medicine is needed? Then she would answer in English. Even though no one else was listening, she was training her mind to think in English. After a while, speaking became easier and more natural. Another helpful idea is keeping a short daily journal in English. You don't have to write long paragraphs, just 3 or 4 sentences about your day. For example, today was a busy day. I went to the market. I bought vegetables and cleaned the kitchen. Now I am tired but happy. Writing like this every day helps improve your grammar and spelling too. One of our listeners, a man named Haroon, told me that he keeps a notebook beside his bed. Every night before sleeping, he writes one sentence about something good that happened that day. He said, it's a simple habit, but it helps me sleep with a peaceful mind and better English. Now let's talk about something important: repeating what you hear. When you listen to English, try to pause and repeat the sentence. This helps with pronunciation and memory. For example, if I say, I cleaned the house this morning, you can repeat after me. Just try it now. Say it out loud. I cleaned the house this morning. Great job. Doing this a few times each day can really improve how clearly you speak. A student named Omar from Egypt shared a great tip. He said, when I listen to English, I pause the audio, repeat the sentence, and then try to say it in a different way. So if he hears, I cooked rice, he tries saying, I made rice for lunch. That's a smart way to build your vocabulary. Also, think about things around you and describe them in English. If you're standing in your kitchen, say, there. Our plate's on the table. The kettle is on the stove. The window is open. This may seem simple, but you're training your brain to connect English with real objects and actions. Let me give you a real example. My neighbor Ahmed is learning English with his wife. Every morning they make tea together and talk about their plans in English. I will wash the clothes. I will sweep the floor. Can you help me cook lunch? These are real, everyday conversations, and that's the best kind of practice. Some learners also use English when writing messages to friends or family. You can start a chat message like, how are you today? Or what are you doing now? Even if the reply is in your native language, it helps you get used to writing in English more often. Another story I'd like to share is from a father named Bilal. He reads simple English stories to his children every night. After reading, he asks them one question in English like, what did the boy do in the story? This helps both him and his children grow together in their language skills. Now here's something you can do today. Go to your kitchen, look around, and try to name 5 things in English. Then describe one thing using a full sentence. For example, the spoon is on the table, or the pot is full of rice. These small exercises will slowly build your confidence. Let's now go deeper into some real-life situations and how you can use English during them. One common part of the day is breakfast. Almost everyone eats breakfast. So let's use that time to practice English. When you wake up and go to the kitchen, say out loud what you're doing. For example, I am boiling water. I am making tea. I am cutting bread. These are small sentences, but when you say them every day, they become part of your thinking. Your brain starts to think in English. Let me tell you about a man named David. He works as a security guard and he has night shifts. During his breaks, he sits at his desk with a cup of coffee and practices English by talking to himself. He says things like, I am sitting at my desk. It is quiet outside. I am watching the cameras. He told me, I feel silly at first, but now I speak faster and make fewer mistakes. Talking to yourself might feel strange, but no one is listening. It's just you and you're learning. There's another woman. Her name is Sarah. She's a mother of 2 children and stays busy all day. She told me, I don't have time to sit and study English, but I do small things during the day. When she cleans the house, she says the verbs out loud. I'm sweeping the floor. I'm washing the dishes. I'm folding the clothes. She even teaches these words to her children. One day, her little son said, Mommy, I folded my shirt, and she felt so happy. English can become part of your family life too. Now let's talk about writing. Many people think writing in English is difficult, but it doesn't have to be. You don't need to write perfect sentences. Just write what you feel, what you see, or what you did. For example, after dinner, you can write, I ate chicken and rice. The food was hot. I drank water. That's already 3 sentences. If you do that every night, in a few weeks you'll see improvement. You'll learn new words, better spelling, and stronger grammar. A student named Mark from the UK moved to another country and wanted to keep his English strong. He started writing daily notes in a small notebook, even just 5 sentences a day. One day he wrote, Today I went to the market. I bought apples. The seller was friendly. I paid with coins. It was a sunny day. Simple, right? But very effective. He read his notes every week and corrected small mistakes. That helped him remember better. Another helpful idea is giving yourself small speaking tasks. Choose one topic a day and talk about it for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. You don't need anyone else. You can stand in front of a mirror and say, Today I will talk about my favorite food. Then begin. My favorite food is chicken soup. I like it because it is warm and tasty. My wife makes it with potatoes and carrots. We eat it together as a family. That's already more than 30 seconds. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. And don't forget about using your surroundings to learn. Let's say you're in your bedroom. Look around and describe what you see. There is a bed in the corner. My shoes are near the wall. The window is open. The light is on. You don't need grammar books for this. You just need to open your eyes and speak. A man named Thomas told me something very smart. He said, English is like a friend. If you talk to your friend every day, you become close. If you don't talk, you forget. So even if you're busy, talk to your friend English every day. That's how you build trust and confidence with the language. And you know what? English doesn't have to be something extra or heavy. You can connect it to what you already do. For example, when you go outside, name the things you see in English. I see a tree. There's a man walking. A car just passed by. These short sentences train your brain. You can even ask yourself questions like, where am I going? And answer, I am going to the store. Why? To buy some bread. See how natural it becomes? Let me share one more helpful idea. Create a routine. Decide that at 7 a.m., you'll say 3 English sentences. At lunch, you'll write 1 English message. At night, you'll listen to a short English story or podcast. Just like you brush your teeth or drink water. Make English part of your daily life. That's how real progress happens. Now take a deep breath. Smile. You are learning. You are growing. You are doing something amazing. Even listening to this podcast shows that you care about your future and your English. Let's keep going. You're doing great. I'm Natasha, and this is the English Pod community. Today, we're learning how to make English a part of your life every single day. And trust me, the more you practice, the more confident and comfortable you'll become. Let's talk about using English while doing your everyday jobs. These are the things you do every day without thinking much. For example, when you wash the dishes, you can say in English, I am washing the plates. The spoon is shiny. I am cleaning the cup. When you do the laundry, say, I am folding the clothes. This is my white shirt. These are my socks. When you cook, say, I am cutting onions. I am boiling water. These small sentences train your brain to think in English. It may feel slow in the beginning, but after 1 or 2 weeks, you will notice that the words come faster and easier. Now let me tell you a story. There's a man named Daniel. He's a driver for a delivery company. He spends a lot of time alone in his truck. He wanted to improve his English, but he didn't have time to take classes, so he started using his driving time to speak English out loud. While driving, he said things like, I am turning left. The road is busy. I will stop at the red light. He also practiced longer sentences like, I will deliver this package to Mr. Johnson. It's heavy and large. Daniel told me. At first, I had to think a lot, but now the words come without effort. That's the power of daily practice. Let's talk about routines. Routines are things we do every day, like waking up, eating, working, and sleeping. If you connect English with your routines, you will never forget it. For example, in the morning, as soon as you open your eyes, you can say, Good morning. It's a new day. I feel fresh. When brushing your teeth, say, I am brushing my teeth. I need to rinse my mouth. These sentences may be simple, but they are real. You are living them. That's what makes your practice strong. There's a woman named Emma. She works in a small shop. Every morning before she opens the store, she talks to herself in English. She says, I need to clean the counter. I will arrange the boxes. I must count the money. She told me that she learned many new words just by looking around her shop and naming things in English. One day, a tourist came in and spoke English. Emma was able to answer with a smile. Yes, we have this in a smaller size. That moment made her so proud. And it all started with practicing alone. Now, let's talk about practicing English with your family. This is one of the most powerful ways to learn. If you live with your wife, husband, children, or parents, try using 1 or 2 English words with them every day. For example, at the dinner table, you can say, The food is delicious. Please pass me the water. I cooked rice today. You don't need to have a full conversation. Just small phrases, slowly, every day. One listener, Paul, told me a beautiful story. He and his wife decided to speak English for 5 minutes every night before bed. At first, it was hard. They made mistakes and laughed, but they didn't stop. Now they can talk about their day in English. Paul says, it brought us closer and helped us learn together. That's something simple but powerful. Writing is another great daily habit. You don't need to write essays or big letters. Just write what you did today. For example, I woke up at 6 a.m., I prayed and had breakfast, I cleaned the house, I helped my wife cook lunch, I rested in the afternoon. These sentences are short, but they build your writing skill. After 1 week, you will have a full page. After 1 month, a small diary. And after 1 year, you'll have a book of your English journey. Let me share one more story. There's a man named John. He is a farmer. He didn't go to English school, but he listens to podcasts while feeding his animals. He repeats what he hears. He says, "This cow is big. The field is wet. I planted seeds this morning." He told me, "I don't have internet all the time, but I save lessons and listen while I work." He said his dream is to teach his children English. Isn't that inspiring? Now let's talk about thinking in English. You don't always need to speak out loud. Even if you are quiet, you can think in English. For example, if you are walking to the market, you can think, "I will buy tomatoes and onions." If someone passes you, think, "That man is wearing a brown jacket." If you see children playing, think, "The children are running and laughing." These thoughts are practice too. Silent practice is very useful. A lady named Linda shared her tip. She said, "I imagine small conversations in my head. Like if someone asks me, 'What do you do?' I answer in my mind, 'I'm a teacher. I work in a school. I enjoy helping students.'" These little mind conversations help her feel ready when she meets real people. Also, if you go to the market, try to name 5 things in English. If you're in the kitchen, describe what you're doing step by step. I open the fridge. I take out milk. I pour it into the cup. If you do this every day, even for 5 minutes, it will change how your brain works. Your brain will begin to understand English as something normal, not something difficult. A man named Steve practices by teaching his son small English words. Every day he teaches one word like table, window, or book. Then he makes a sentence with it. The book is on the table. The window is open. It helps his child, but it also helps Steve review words he learned long ago. Another tip. Use simple questions in English during your day. Ask yourself, what time is it? Where am I going? What will I cook today? Then answer them. It's 4 o'clock. I am going to the bakery. I will cook soup. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need regular practice. And remember, mistakes are part of learning. Everyone makes them. Don't be afraid. Even native speakers say the wrong word sometimes. The most important thing is to try, every day with a smile, and keep going. Let's go deeper into how daily practice becomes a part of your life. You don't have to wait for a perfect moment to start. You don't need a quiet room or a teacher in front of you. You just need one thing, your desire to speak and understand English. That's enough. Now let's imagine a man named Thomas. He works at a small office. Every morning he takes the bus to work. It's a 30-minute ride. At first, Thomas used that time just sitting and looking out the window. But one day he thought, why not use this time to improve my English? So he started listening to short English podcasts like this one. He didn't understand everything in the beginning, but he listened again and again. Then he repeated 1 or 2 sentences out loud. After a few weeks, he started understanding more. He told me, "That bus ride changed my life. I now enjoy it because I know I'm learning." Just imagine, time that was once boring is now your secret classroom. Let's talk about speaking to yourself. Some people feel shy when they do it. But there is nothing wrong with it. It's actually a powerful tool. When you're alone, you can say anything in English without fear. Try saying, "I need to finish this work." "I will visit the shop today." "I am hungry now." The more you speak, the more you feel confident. You don't have to be perfect, you only have to be active. There's a young woman named Sarah. She works from home and lives with her husband and her 2 little children. She doesn't have much free time. But every day when she's folding laundry or making tea, she speaks in English. She says things like, "These clothes are clean. The baby is sleeping now. I will boil the water." One day her husband asked her, "Why do you speak English when no one is around?" She smiled and said, "Because it helps me think in English. And one day I want to speak easily with other people." That's the spirit. Practice, no matter what. Now let's talk about something very powerful, describing everything around you. If you're in your room, look around. What do you see? Say it in English. The bed is soft. The window is open. My shoes are under the chair. This is a simple exercise, but it's one of the most effective ways to build vocabulary and fluency. A man named Edward shared his story. He lives in a village far from the city. He doesn't have many people to speak English with, so he made a small habit. Every morning, he walks around his house and says what he sees. The sun is bright today. The grass is green. The dog is running. He also makes longer sentences like, "Today, I want to clean the garden and finish some work before lunch." Edward told me, "My neighbors think I'm just talking to myself, but I'm actually building my language day by day." Let's also talk about family learning. This is something I always recommend. If you have a husband, a wife, children, brothers, sisters, or parents, try to bring one English sentence into your conversation each day. For example, you can say, "Good morning" in English, or "Let's eat together," or even, I'm tired today, I need rest." These small phrases will become normal in your home. And slowly, everyone starts learning without pressure. A listener named Rebecca told me she made a rule with her family. One English sentence before dinner. At first, it was funny and everyone laughed. But now it's a serious and fun part of their routine. Her son says, "I am happy today." Her husband says, "The rice is perfect." And she says, "I love spending time with my family." Rebecca told me, "It became our family game, and our English has improved a lot." Let's talk about another tip, describing your actions. This is something you can do anytime. While cooking, say what you're doing. I am cutting the vegetables. The water is boiling. I need to add salt. While cleaning, say, I am sweeping the floor. The room looks better now. This habit teaches your brain to use English with your real life. And that's how you remember new words, not from a book, but from action. Let me share the story of a man named Charles. He is a school caretaker. He cleans the classrooms, fixes small problems, and talks to students sometimes. He wanted to learn English so he could help visitors and tourists in his town. He began to describe every tool he used. This is a broom. I need a screwdriver. The window is broken. Then he added action sentences. I will fix the chair. I need to check the lights. He even made a small notebook. He writes one English sentence every day. After 6 months, he has more than 180 sentences. He told me, "These are not just words. They are my life in English." Another great way to practice is by asking yourself questions in English. What will I do today? What did I eat for lunch? How do I feel right now? And then answer. For example, today I will go to the shop. I ate bread and eggs. I feel tired because I worked hard. This gives you practice with sentence structure, tenses, and vocabulary, all in one. Let me tell you about Laura. She works in a Thank you for watching. This is Emma from Artificial Fluency, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next lesson.